Hello, people. How's it going? It's, uh, it's evening. This is creative writing, you know, talking about books and stuff. Today I'm just going to talk about the books I bought yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Wednesday. No, Tuesday. What is today? Thursday. It's been a long week. Anyway, the books I had when I went to Barnes& and Noble and Half Price Bookstore and even Goodwill, I'll get books at, and a small used bookstore in North St. Paul. I was all over the place on Tuesday. And considering it is St. Patrick's Day, I do have a book to recommend because I don't know where the other one is because I used to have one, but I'm recommending. Oh, can you see the light? There you go. Can you see that? Okay, St. Patrick of Ireland, a biography by Philip Freeman. He wasn't Irish. We all know that. We just don't want to admit to it. He was a Romanized Brit who was kidnapped by the pagan Irish and enslaved and escaped, became a Christian, and went back and preached to the pagan Irish Christianity. A good book. Well, I haven't read this one yet. I have read the Paul Kellico book, St. Patrick, the Steadfast Man. I'm trying to find that book because I like that book too. But St. Patrick, I'm recommending this book today because, well, I already have this. Well, I didn't buy this yesterday. I've had this for a while. But it's St. Patrick's Day, so I thought I at least should recommend the book on the non-Irish Saints of Ireland. I mean, I don't know. I have nothing against St. Patrick. It's St. Patrick or St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, yesterday, or why did I keep saying yesterday? You know why? Because I feel like it wasn't Wednesday yesterday. Anyway, it was Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, got some books yesterday. I'm not going to do that one. That's just a book I'm going to start reading. This is all stuff. Some of this I got at Half Price Bookstore. I like the Rabbi series. Someday the Rabbi Will Leave. The new Rabbi Small's mystery novel. I like this mystery novels. I mean, I've heard of them for a long time. I finally got around to buying them because I finally found out where they are. This is the second one I've read. The first one I read was... let's see. The Friday the Rabbi Slept Late. That was the very first one I read. I like Rabbi Smalls. I think he's an interesting guy. Interesting amateur sleuth. I like the novels. I like some mystery novels. Others I'm not all that keen on. But this is what I bought a few days ago. Because I can. And I was bored. Well, I wasn't really bored. I was trying to get a few errands done, and unfortunately I kept running into roadblocks, and I got half my stuff done. This is the Crisis in the Pacific, the Battle for the Philippines, and the World War II library. And everybody knows me. I'm a history major. Most of my about 75%, 80% of my books are history. And most of it is nonfiction. I like fiction. I enjoy reading fiction. I'm just more of a nonfiction kind of guy. But I will read, as you'll tell by the other books I have, that I do like fiction. But anyway, this is a cool series. I have several books on by Gerald Astor on the World War II. This is Crisis in the Pacific. The battles for the Philippine Islands by the men who fought them. What I'm assuming will also be the Japanese side. I'm always fascinated in the Filipino side. I Am Legend. I know I've read this book, but I used to have it. As I said, I'm actually working on my 4th library. I've lost 3 libraries with a lot of books, so I've had to start over. So this is the 4th library I'm working on. This is a good book. It was not a bad movie with Will Smith. I think I've seen the one with Vincent Price. Maybe a long time ago, but yes. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, I think I already have this book, and I bought it by accident twice. Where's that light coming from? It's coming from a light that's up there. I'm going to try to get this where it doesn't. All Quiet on the Western Front. It's the light that's right there. It's whitewashing everything out. But I think I already have this. I don't like getting books twice. I don't like having 2 copies of something. I will try to find a better copy of something. But I don't like having 2 copies of something, mainly because I don't have the room in this very tiny little room I live in. And I do live in a room, people. I don't live in a house. I live in a room. I rent. But anyway, Walk on the Western Front, great World War I novel. Well, it says the greatest war novel of them all. That might be debatable, maybe. Let's see. Let me get a little more organized here. Those are the paperbacks I bought. Where did I get this one? I got this one at that North St. Paul library, at that half-price bookstore. And I didn't realize, I should have checked the first time I ever started reading his books. Whole bunch of them. It's on me. I like the old murder mysteries. I like Sherlock Holmes. Which, of course, this is why I have the 7% Solution, which was a book I ordered on Thrift Books. I like the movie. The movie was good. This is when he meets Sigmund Freud. 7% Solution, being a reprint from the reminiscences of John H. Watson. If I'd slow down, would be nice. John H. Watson, as edited by Nicholas Mayer. It's a good book. It is a very good book. Highly recommended. Sherlock Holmes. Can't go wrong with Sherlock Holmes, people. The greatest of them all. I even like the Robert Downey Jr. version. Though, to be honest, that was more of a steampunk version of Sherlock Holmes. And it is. It's very steampunk. The legend comes to life about Babe Ruth. I have his book on DiMaggio, too. But, I like baseball. I've always liked baseball. I always like baseball, despite the fact that it's being turned into a joke by politics. But I like baseball. I will always like baseball despite its problems. And yes, people, I think Roger Clemens belongs in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. Rafael Palmeiro belongs in the Hall of Fame, including Barry Bonds and a few other people. I'm sorry. Who's the sports media trying to kid when they act as if somehow they didn't know they were on something when they were smashing home runs in the 90s or the early 2000s? But let's get over ourselves, people. Get the sports media, get over yourself, okay? Yeah, anyway, but I don't want to rant in this one. I just want to have fun in this one. But I do think that Roger Clemens and Pete Rose and a few other people who are being left out for one reason or another is silly. They're in the hall, but they're playing, not what they did. And I don't care. I'm so tired of the self-righteous sports writers acting as if somehow they didn't know what was going on. You knew. They knew. Anyway, I'm sorry about the rant. This should make some people happy, because I finally reordered this book, The Horror Stories of Robert E. Howard. I like his stuff. I like his horror fiction. I like his horror stories. I haven't read Conan yet, and I will. I haven't read his cult. I wrote 3 stories. It was a trilogy of short stories, which I'm slowly rewriting and re-editing and putting on my blog site. And the story that inspired me to write those 3 stories was Wolf's Head. And I like Wolf's Head. It was a good story. That and Thing on the Roof. Those are 2 excellent stories. But yes, I reordered this through Thrift Books. I just got here Monday or Tuesday. But yes, I will read his other stuff too. But I had to order this first because this is an excellent book. He's a good writer. But I have never read Conan. Only the movies. The only thing I know about Conan is from the movies with Arnold, which is Arnold. What are you gonna know? I am curious about where Red Sun came from. I think, I didn't write it down, but that should be interesting. This is a history book, King Leopold's Ghost, the story of greed, terror, and heroism in colonial Africa. You think slavery was awful in this country? Read this book. Okay? America had its problems with slavery. This country had its problems with slavery. and not too much worse. In fact, maybe a lot worse. But that's what this book's about: the African slave trade, the African colonization in the Congo. Is it the Congo? Let's see. Yeah, Belgian Congo. At the turn of the century, as the European powers were carving up Africa, King Leopold of Belgium carried out a brutal plundering of the territory surrounding the Congo River, ultimately slashing the area's population by 10 million. He still managed to shrewdly cultivate his reputation as a great humanitarian, and so on and so forth. And it is a horrific aspect of history, and history does fascinate me, even the worst parts of it. But if you like history, I do. It's my major. I'm a major history major, and I do enjoy it, even the worst parts. This book I just bought because it is Bruce Campbell, and it's my half brother met him and worked with him on Burn Notice when he was doing that. But who cannot like Bruce Campbell? Come on, look at that face. That is a face you can trust. To do what? I'm not sure, but it's a face you can trust. Well, this book I bought, I already talked about this book on my last video, but Caesar, Life of a Colossus. I like Adrian Goldsworthy and Anthony Everett's books on Roman history. They're the authors I read mostly now, more than any others, next to Michael Grant. But excellent book so far. I am reading it, so it is a good book. He was an interesting guy. You learn a lot about pre-Roman history in this book, or pre-Roman Empire history, I should say. You read a lot about the Republic at first, and then it is cool. Roman history is interesting. It is fascinating how it rose from a small little nothing to an empire that pretty much controlled the entire Mediterranean region. But yes, excellent book. Worth the reading. Those are the books I bought this week. I am thinking about reading this Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Start that series. I didn't even see the series, but I may start reading this book. Maybe get some ideas. Anyway, but those are the books I got this week so far. Who knows? This video isn't going to be very long. I'm just going to do that. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to. Anything on St. Patrick I might have, or anything else worth noting? No, not really. Not at the moment, anyway. Well, people, behave yourselves, because you know I won't. Please subscribe, like that button. Let me know what you think. Later.